Hi guys, it's indeed my pleasure to have Kiruthika Ganesan. She is head of QA at DECO. She is amazing speaker. She comes with a very strong background of 15 years, and she is a big advocate of women in tech and BNI initiatives. I would like Kritika to give little more background about herself. Our audience would like to know a little bit more about you, Kritika. So please, if you can let them know, it would be great for us.
Sure, no worries. Thanks, Aditya. So, yeah, as Aditya said, I am Kiruthika Ganesan. You can call me Kika, the first and the last syllable together. I'm someone who is like very passionate about testing. And I'm a big advocate of women in tech, global ambassador. I like speaking in conferences, giving back to the community, spoken in international conferences as a keynote speaker. And this is the first time I'm getting involved with GTR, and I'm like really happy about it and excited at the same time. Because it's not only just a topic which I'm going to talk about, it's a workshop. So lots of fun interaction, hands-on activities throughout. So I'm looking forward to it. And on top of that, I do train people on testing agile technologies and things. So I'm like a trainer in Coders Guild. And I spend my time with my family and my kids. And then I love writing short stories. Yeah, so that's about me.
Amazing. In fact, we are really proud. AT, GTR, and Global Testing Retreat is more powerful having you with us, Kika. So amazing to have you.
That's so nice of you to say that.
Yeah.
I have already, as I mentioned, I have attended your workshops. I've seen that firsthand as a audience, and then what an impact it had. Like you had a jam-packed session with 90 minutes, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it as interactive and effective as your workshop, Aditya. So
we know. I have seen the content, guys. So get ready to basically experience something which I am sure that it would be amazing. The workshop title is Power of Example Mapping. I'm sure that everybody who is into Agile and who is into user stories would appreciate this kind of stuff. But to do it virtually and to do it in a conference like this, I think we're all looking forward to it, Kika. So I want to hear from you about the workshop and why should people attend. Let's hear from you on that as well.
Yeah, sure. So I think when we talk about software testing and the problems we are trying to solve in software testing, or what software testing is all about, is about like providing feedback, risk assessment, and then getting visibility on those risks so people can take the right decisions and improve the quality of the software. So it's all about collaboration, and Agile gives you a platform to actually come together, talk to different stakeholders in a setup like story refinement, where you have developers, testers, product owners in a same setup. So techniques like example mapping gives you some structure. So you know that, okay, it's not about just people getting together, but then what do we actually talk and how do we talk? Because in a virtual setup, especially after COVID, which is more prevalent nowadays, time is more important and meetings are like everywhere. So people might get bored talking about things. So if 3 people or 4 people come together, how can you effectively manage that 30 minutes and then get value out of it? So example mapping session provides you that structure, and it asks or forces you to ask the questions you need to ask. So it's all about the shift left mentality, where you talk about the dilemmas, the risks, make those unknown risks as known risks so you can work on the mitigation plans, and you find defects before even a single line of code is written. So it's all about the focus on defect prevention rather than defect detection. Yeah, so it's all about getting people together, getting the alignment, asking the right questions, and we are going to have a couple of activities. There would be a warm-up activity where there would be opportunities for the audience or the participants to get used to the terminologies which we use in the workshop or in the technique as such. Then there would be the main activity where there would be options for people to explore the technique on a user story. That is, the user is an actual person, like an external stakeholder or an internal stakeholder. And then the other one would be explore the technique on a non-user story or a technical story, where the persona is a software, like a microservice or like a Kafka engine or like an API. So there are like two different facets of the technique which we would be employing. So people can choose either or. Now, I think it's a fun activity. And when I was preparing for this sort of like workshop or like the idea, because I've done this a couple of times now, and I couldn't find lots of resources. There are resources, but there are not lots of resources for employing this technique for a technical user story or a non-user story. So I thought, okay, I am struggling, and I've been using this for like 5 years. And in a software development lifecycle, I always come, like we as a team, we always work on both user stories and non-user stories, and it kind of alienates other people out of it. So product owner might not feel comfortable to actually get involved in the story refinements, or it could be like that the designer won't come for certain stories. So it's about like getting different perspectives and making sure that different people can come in and contribute, even if it is a technical story. Product owners' opinion matters. So even if it is a user story, developers need to contribute to it. Maybe there is a spike which needs to happen before it. So yeah, it's all about collaboration, communication, and whether we get things right, or whatever we could get right early on, let us get it right, because uncertainty is life. So the workshop is about exploring this technique, giving some tools, tricks for people to actually do this same thing in their company, in their team. And let's see, hopefully we'll all work towards improving quality for all the software we are building.
Very true. In fact, guys, I would recommend this workshop to each and everybody, because the hardest part of basically a tester's life is to find out the crux in test cases, test scenarios. And the best way to get it out is to refine those user stories. And what better way would that than to basically experience example mapping, and that too on a user story which is both technical and a normal user story, which is amazing. So I am sure that you would not have experienced such a workshop. I'm looking forward to it. So we don't want you to speak more about it. I want people to experience this 90-minute workshop hands-on. That's what is the whole idea about the conference, that one day we dedicate to workshop, one day we dedicate to interactive sessions. But now, if it's okay, can I ask you some other simple questions about you as a person, Kika?
Yeah, sure, go for it. I'll
So
try to be as honest as possible.
correct. So I'm intrigued by the name Kika. So how exactly did this come across?
So actually, this is my nickname. I think like 12 years of my life I've spent in like northern India, Gujarat, and like everywhere, like Bombay, Delhi, and um, there is like a lot more going into it. But if I have to say it's short, Ki and Ka are the last, like the first syllable and the last syllable. And people who are like close to me used to call me Kika, and everybody else my full name. And when I came to UK, people had like a hard time calling me out or like pronouncing my name. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give you a hall pass.
Yeah.
You can call me Kika. And I think now everywhere it's like Kika. My kids call me Kika, which is like almost like a frustrating part.
No, it's amazing. In fact, I think you have a movie made on your name, if I'm not mistaken. I think something similar.
Oh yeah, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I didn't want to actually see that. I think there is yeah, Kareena Kapoor and
Yeah.
Arjun Kapoor as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I don't
yes.
know whether that's good or not, but
Great, great.
there
So
is
no, I just thought it is interesting, very interesting. I could guess how did it come across. So is that your kid? Can we get to say hi to
yeah,
her or him who we can't?
yeah, she's like very naughty.
Oh, hi. How are you? Hello.
Want to see Blippi. She's got Blippi. I don't know whether
Oh
you can
yeah.
say it. She's like crazy about Blippi. And yeah, you don't want Blippi in your life. Or if you have Blippi in your life, you'd have like kids around this age.
Great. In fact, she would be very happy to have her mom represent herself and the company in a conference. I'm sure that when she realizes this, that proud moment will soon come. On the other note, you are right now in UK. So how has this experience been? So from India to UK, and how has the community been, and how has been your experience overall?
Yeah, it's been like really good. I think when I like one of the cultural shock moments for me was when I joined like a work in my workplace, especially in technology. There were not many women in it. In India, at least on a lower cadre, like when you start as a software tester, like any like software engineer per se, on a more junior level, at least there are more women representation. On the senior level, still we need more women
Yeah.
representation. That's changing. It needs to change a lot faster. But in UK, the one thing which I noticed was not many women in tech at all. So that is why I got like very passionately involved in yeah, women in tech sort of like initiatives. In my previous company we used to run in Girls in Tech Day. So you can't attract women talent when they come out of the university. They need to be interested in STEM, as in like the science,
Mm.
mathematics, early on. So we go and talk to kids in their high school, say that this is a viable option. It's a very good option. You don't have to be like all nerdy with the glasses and a
Yeah.
hoodie and a jean to actually come and code or test, or you don't have to be a coder to come into tech. You could be any sorts of things like a product owner or business analyst and like data architect. So just getting that awareness to high school girls, saying that these many opportunities are there, so you can try. And that has been like my part of it. And when I came to this country, and like I've taken little bit career break, like a maternity break and an actual career break as well, just so yeah, personal reasons and stuff. And when I had to come back to tech again and then start from it, there were like certain challenges. So that's why yeah, that's why I spend like a considerable amount of my time talking to women specifically who had like wanting to come back to work after a career break. So yeah, mentoring them or just like giving them idea, maybe just talking about the resources which is available and things like that. So that was kind of like a cultural shock when I joined, because it's been it's been like 12, 13 years since I've been in UK. So I spent like my initial years of working in tech was when I would be the only lady in the group, and
Yeah.
everybody would be, "Hello, gents," and I'm like, "Hello, it's me. I'm here." So I have got like the seat at the table, so to speak. Um, but other than that, a lot more opportunities. There are some wonderful testing communities in India. I didn't know about those communities when I was in India, but then in UK, Ministry of Testing is like
Yeah.
fab. I'm
Yeah.
like really a big fan of them. I've done like 4 talks with them this year because I love them so much.
Yeah.
And there is lots of meetups which you can go and participate. And especially after the COVID world,
Yeah.
no matter where you are, the whole world is your oyster, isn't it? Everybody can participate in different things. I attended from my home your Selenium observability session. So that was a possibility because of this
Good. Yeah.
virtual world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know whether you answer your question, but around.
No, no, no. It is amazing. That's very true and very, very nice to connect like that. In fact, normally I don't get opportunity to speak to a lot of people, but I don't miss a chance to speak to all the speakers and the conference delegates if I get a chance, and I feel proud that I can connect with you, Tika, and I could understand so much about you. I'll always remember you. That's the whole idea about these interviews that we do.
Oh, same here, same here. Even if I haven't talked to you, I know you made a impact in many people's hearts, because I could always see, like, when that whole thing was happening, I was like reading through the chats and everybody was like, Aditya, you are like inspiration, you are the best person to work with. And I was
No,
like,
you will
oh,
see the same remarks, Kika. This time when you do the workshop, it's just like that. I think people are appreciative, and I'm sure that a lot of people would do that. It's just that it's we are blessed to be getting these opportunity. I feel for me, and I feel that's if I'm connecting to so talented folks like you, it's a blessing. That's how the situation is. So very nice. I thought we'll talk for 15 minutes. It's longer. Thank you so much for your time. Amazing, and I'm
no,
really looking forward for your workshop. I hope that I
same
can
here.
attend that. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I'm like looking forward to the 2-day retreat, so to speak. I think it would be a retreat even, because
Yes.
there is a fantastic line of workshops, fantastic line of speakers, and yeah, I am looking forward to it. There is a good mixture of diversity in the speakers as well. The topics all seem interesting. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and lovely to meet you too, Aditya.
Same here, Kika. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye bye.